Hello, Diane. Doing good. How about you? How's your day been going? Mm. Well, as long as we didn't take anything too bad. Well, the cataract's not a problem. You take them off. Or they say getting old is not for wimps. Hello, Lily T. Yeah, I wish I had my other camera hooked up. I got lady laying down here. She got all comfortable, got up against my boot, got her head laying up on my boot, sleeping. Hello, James. How you doing tonight? Uh-oh. Getting that starting to get that white stuff, huh? How you and Peppy doing, Lily? Oh, I'm doing fine. Got up on the right side of the grass this morning, so everything's all right. I think snow's real pretty when it's falling, but just as soon as it hits the ground, I'm through with it. Pretty nice here. It's 57 right here. It's a pretty nice day here. The only trouble, it don't stay like that. Yeah, I think that's something that's going to happen more and more. What you been so sweet for, huh? Mm. I've lived far enough north for 2 or 3 years that I don't care nothing about it. My cousin was down there in Houston when all that storm blew in down there, and they were out electricity for 5 days. I've been telling him he needs to get a. Uh, yeah, that's what he did. He got a generator that comes back on now. I got a buddy that started putting those systems in. That's a fancy system he put in. It comes on automatic and runs so many minutes every month or every 2 weeks. I'm not sure which. Yeah, they've got them ironed out pretty good now. I think something like that's going to get more necessary all the time, James. They wanting all these electric cars and trucks, and hell, they can't keep the Again, the grid's overloaded already. There you go. Hello, Mr. Carl and ladies. How you doing? How you doing tonight, Carl? Hello, Ariel. How you doing, lady? Well, you bring us something to snack on? I need to make a run tomorrow myself. Well, I'm working on a little project. If I get through with it, it'll take me a little while, but I could probably set up for a couple, 3 months without ever having to fool with anybody. Mm. I like people. I don't have to have them. You trying to say you're gonna have a house full, James? Dr. Pepper. Well, like a saying goes, you don't always get what you want. I can drink Dr. Pepper if it's ice cold. I mean, it's got to be nearly frozen. It gets warm. Ooh. Like, it used to be Cokes for me, but now I got off on this Canadian Dry. That's about the only kind of soda I drink anymore. That's not a soda down here. That's a Coke. And that's funny, Diane, because Dr. Pepper and Coke both come out as they were medicines. Yeah. Out here in Texas, you tell me you want a Coke, you want a Dr. Pepper or whatever. Some places pop and some places soda. Yeah, rum and Coke. Yeah. Yeah, they told me a long time ago that I need to stay away from my, when I was having them kidney stones. Uh, Hello, Tracy. How you doing? How's Mr. Christian doing? Oh, she ought to be proud of that, Lily. You called it a day early, huh? Well, are y'all gonna head south of the border this year? Hmm. When did that happen, Diane? Hmm. My dad brought it all my buddies from Canada. Only one I know of that's coming down is Jane. Last time I talked to Jen, she didn't know if she ever coming down or not. Damn. Wonder what they were using that was that explosive. Yeah, I think I read something about that. I wasn't sure, but I need to call her, and I think she said they was going to get within about 100 miles of me. I think they were going to get to Dallas Fort Worth area. The way she talked, well, the last time I talked to her, her husband was going to head straight to Quartzsite, and she was going to make a loop to see some folks. Yeah, them folks is, boy, they got a lot of bad stuff come out about that. If folks had a Trump sign anywhere around their house, they just passed them up. They wouldn't do nothing to help them. Uh, they've had several of them. When we had that big ice storm, power went out in a lot of places. A lot of places still on. Well, I really think that not helping them people down there cost them the election. She's laying right down here at my feet. I wish I'd have had a camera loose while ago, Tracy. She was curled all up and had her head laying on my boot. She getting to be something else. Yeah, and that's crazy, Diane. My son-in-law took a trailer down there. And they turned him around. Yeah, he's about hard headed as I am. He just went back and made about $100 loop and come in a different way. But they were trying turning stuff away, supplies from them people left and right. FEMA was. Well, there's going to be some paybacks. This Diddy deal that's going on is going to be a big one, and Trump's going to turn uh, that other guy's Epson's all his stuff over to the public too. So there's going to be a lot of heads rolled. Yeah. Yeah. He got them scrambling. You know, it didn't used to be this way, Lily. Well, that Taylor Swift looked like was right in the middle of it, and J Lo, and there's gonna be some big heads roll off this one. No, you need to just vote the best you can, Lily. That's all you can do. Yeah, and it's too big for them to squash it now. It done got out too much. Then there's gonna be nobody left in Hollywood. Oh, we all them are gone. Sort of plain looking right now. It's dry here. Yeah, isn't it? Their springtime, April, March, and April. They usually come up. Well, I'm surprised we haven't had any here in Texas. It's as dry as it is. That grass is about knee high where y'all camp, Tracy, and we're sort of scared to mow it right now. It's so dry. Just a little spark and set it off. Hello, she devil. Yeah, Come here, lady. Come here. There you go, Tracy. Yeah, I quit rubbing. Tracy, she was half as big as Rocky was. Rocky weighed 35 pounds and she weighed 16. Yeah, she's tiny compared to Rocky was a big boy. Diane, you talk about forest fires. I was reading it. 1800s or 1700s. They had a fire that got started at the Mississippi, and it burned for 2.5 years and wound up. It burned all the way across the country and wound up at the ocean on the opposite deal. And they said at one time that fire was 50 miles deep and 250 miles wide. Back in them days, there wasn't nothing to put them out except a rainstorm or something. Yeah, well, you think about a fire back in them days, there wasn't nobody to fight it. And there weren't any big blocks of land that were being formed or nothing like that. We got about 50, 60 miles from me, we got a buffalo jump on the Brazos River. Well, the Indians used to come in and get a buffalo herd between them and that river. It's high banks, 30, 40 feet tall. And they'd light a fire when they got the wind the right direction and run them buffalo off that cliff. And they'd have people down below taking care of the ones that broke a leg or that kind of stuff. There's buffalo bones all over down there. I've been down there on the river where you find them bones and skulls and everything else. Well, did y'all get a new puppy, Tracy? That was just going to the grocery store for them, Diane. Toy poodle. Well, did your older puppy die, Tracy? I'm gonna step on you. Well, did y'all catch the deal from Roy and Becky today? Roy said they were fixing to stop the noontime live chat. You ain't a mess. Yeah, I started a little early tonight, Janice. How you doing, gal? Hmm. Yeah, it gets bad. Well, if you get on here, if being on here every day like I do, and sometimes that's pretty hard to do. Like last night, about the time I started getting ready to get on, well, I had company show up. Yeah. Well, I tell you what, that old boy was well liked. I never met him but one time. But yeah, when I went to Ironwood, well, he come up and sat down beside me. Of course, I was half out of it anyway. And sat there and talked and cut up and went on. Well, the first I ever heard of him was when Paula broke down. And I knew that Mark helped her a lot. I've never heard anything bad said about him. What do you want, pest? Huh? I got more to do than pet you all night. Yeah. Okay, come on. Your pot liquor. Oh yeah, she give plenty kisses. If I get on here and go to talking, boy, here she'll come. She ain't figured that out. I ain't supposed to be talking to nobody but her. Might be. Lord, cool it's been lately. I shouldn't be as salty. Yeah, it's cool. It's not cold. You have a good one, Lily. It's in the 50s tonight, but it's been getting up 70s in daytime, 75, 80. Are y'all gonna be in Canada going to the east? Yeah, y'all getting into your summer, aren't you, Janice? Should we get down? Uh, yeah. The weather like we got right now is perfect. Hello, Shades. Shady lady. Better duck, Lori gonna hit me. You ready to get down? Don't give me that evil eye. You up here and got petty enough. You think she didn't get any attention at all. Yeah, that's probably true. That used to drive me nuts when you see people walking in a store just talking up a storm when them earbuds first came out. Used to they put you in a nut house for doing that. Dang, they did good, didn't they, Trey? Is your grandson playing in that? Yeah, I've seen that happen too. All right. Well, are they gonna get to go to state or? Hello, Mister Kenneth. I appreciate the thumbs up. Oh, so they're in the playoffs then. Tracy, I appreciate you coming in. Y'all don't be a stranger. Let us know how you and Mr. Christian are doing. Boy, that's something I learned a long time ago. If you go to a high school football game, make sure you don't sit down in front of a grandmother or a mama because if their kid does something right, they'll just beat the hell out of whoever's close to them. It's hilarious to watch. I had an aunt that just go crazy, and she didn't know anything about football. She jumped up one night. Her son made a touchdown. She said, "Ah, you hit a home run." Give that new puppy a hug, boys, Tracy. Kenneth, you doing all right today? I coached Little League 1 year. That was enough for me. That year I coached, there were 2 or 3 mamas that got kicked out of the ballpark. You gonna watch that fight again? All right, go. Get after it, Dirk. And how long ago has that been? 2 months? Well, I tell you what, that Little League, the kids were great. The parents was what I couldn't put up with. The last night I coached, we haven't had a kid that was, his dad was something else. And the kid was a good kid. And he was jumping up and down and cussing and throwing a fit, chewing that kid out. I cornered him up and told him, I said, you're really teaching your son how to be a good sportsman and how to lose and how to win too. You're a hell of an example. I thought, well, time for me to quit. Uh-oh, there's Miss Jane. We were just talking about you. Were your ears burning, Jane? Yeah, some parents make a hospital babysitter, don't they, Diane? You been talking to Tracy? Well, are you going to get down in Texas someplace, Jane? Virginia. I read somewhere where you were in Virginia or headed that way. I'll tell you what, Jane Bray makes a good cup of coffee. I'll tell you that. I won't never forget that, Jane. When we were camped at Ironwood, well, Jane was camped not too far from me, and Steve was camped there, and there were a bunch of us camped around. And I was still feeling pretty puny. I had been out of the hospital about 3 or 4 days, and Jane would catch me up, and she'd have a pot of coffee over there before I could get my eyes open good. I'll always remember that about Miss Jane. I'll tell you what, that was an experience going to Ironwood. And shaky as I was, but everybody there, including Mark, were just as nice and supportive as you could get. Got to brag on them. I knew a few people, but I was sitting around a campfire that one night, and Mark came over and just sat down beside me and was talking to me, and just like we'd known each other for. They did. They really were super nice to me, Lord. I won't never forget that. Well, it'd throw you in that same batch there, Miss Jane. Maybe it's like women like little ugly puppies. Maybe that's it. I tell you what, that was one of the best things I ever did, Diane. I was pushing it and I knew it, but oh yeah, you got to make it. After I tripped out on them in the hospital up there, well, I was talking to one of them doctors later on. And there you go. He told me, said, I told you a long time ago, said, people have got a flee or fight syndrome. Said, you ain't got no flee syndrome. Well, Carol. Mm. Hello, Megan. Well, I tell you what, I'm planning on it, Jane. I'm just trying to stay out of trouble, Carol. That's all. Miss Megan, you doing okay? I guess you're the only one coming down, Jane. Tracy said they wasn't coming, and Bad said he wasn't coming. Do you like your new trailer? You're gonna have to send me some pictures of it. Excuse me. How big is this one, Jane? That is the perfect size. Oh, that's great. I'm glad, Megan. Well, I'm gonna try to do better on that this year. When Veterans Day starts, I start getting where I want to isolate and don't like Thanksgiving or Christmas or either or by myself most of the time. I need to quit that. Yeah, Jane. Is that a Taylor too? Are you back? That didn't take too long. That'd be good. Be cute. You've had good luck with that one you drive, haven't you? When I first met Daryl uh, from the Ron Darrell business, his wife was driving a bright yellow FJ Cruiser. You still were moving pretty fast, Dirk. That's getting hard to find in it, Jane. I got to looking, I don't know, it's been 3 or 4 months ago, at new pickups, and you can't buy a standard or manual transmission in a half-ton pickup in the U.S. You can't even specially order one. I couldn't get one until it got up to, I think it was a ton and a half. I've got a YJ Jeep that's still standard transmission, but even all the new Jeeps are automatic now. The only one we got right around here that I know of, it's been revamped for rock crawler. Yeah, 1111 here. Well, I noticed that a new Bronco they come out with, supposedly they're supposed to quit making it. They're pretty neat looking, but I can't believe what they just made them for 2 years, 3 years. Oh, that's neat. Maybe we'll run across each other, Dirk. Are y'all planning on going to Quartzsite, or are you going down to Yuma, Jane? I don't think you can attach one unless you're a moderator, Dirk. Oh. All right. Thank you for doing that, Jane. And you have a good night. And Jane and her husband some good folks. Jane and Jen were both talking about in Ironwood how the music that the people were playing was bothering them. They couldn't sleep. Shoot, it bothered me a bit. I'd lay down and crash. White noise doesn't bother me. That'd be something out of the ordinary, and I'll be wide awake. But yeah, I run an air conditioner pretty well 365 days a year. Yeah, I think I sleep better if there's a little bit of noise. Janice, one time I went on a hunting trip. Me and a buddy of mine were sleeping in a tent. And we bought one of them old wind up alarm clocks where we could make sure we get up the next morning. And about 2 o'clock in the morning, that damn tick tock out of that clock sounded like it was a bass drum. I finally got up and unzipped the tent and threw that thing just as far as I could throw it. Some people watch TV and go to sleep, listen to the radio. Well, I'll wind up listening to it. I'll keep myself awake. And if I got a good book, I get into a good book. I won't put it down for 2 hours. It don't make me sleepy. Some of the best sleeping in the world is we get out on that river and get someplace where there's a little bit of white water, a little rapids, and that river's gurgling and bubbling, and ooh, you can get up on one of them sandbars and pitch a tent and sleep like a baby. Isn't that funny what you get used to? I had a deer lease one time. It had an old house on it. It had a metal roof on it. Now, you could sleep in that thing. That rain or sleet or something was hitting it. I had a house one time. It was right next to the railroad track. They at first you paid attention to it, but after a while, the train didn't bother you a bit. Hello, Daniel. I guess you get used to anything. When I was traveling a whole lot, I was amazed at how many RV parks were sitting right next to a train track. Oh, I haven't heard of that one. Before I got on here tonight, well, I was watching Clint Eastwood. That what was it? Two Mules for Sister Sarah. That's funny. Funny movie. Clint Eastwood just a hell of an actor. Well, folks, I hate to do it. We've been on here about an hour and a half. I think I'm picking to shut this thing down and see if I can find something to keep me awake. I hope y'all all have a good night and a good day tomorrow. And we will see y'all tomorrow night or tomorrow sometime anyway. Good night, all.